Everyone has been asking for a loadout video.
Except me.
Here it is.
Thank you.
The field hunter is getting in part of the video, I guess. So starting from the top down, there is a Emerson bump helmet, PJ style. Over on the front is a Gopro Hero 3 with a hole drilled into the side with the battery running to the external battery pack, which is a Bookstone, I believe, 2,000 milliamps. Nothing too special. Evike Matt signed it. There's a Haley Strategic sticker. No like covers. The paint job was like that. Extra Velcro added on just so I can put on V-lights and help secure the battery pack with that, and is also with the paracord to hold down the battery pack and the cords. Don't Google that unless you're over 18 and no one's in the room. It's an adult entertainment website. It's what it is. Infrared cat eye band. Well, not infrared. Sorry, glow in the dark cat eye bands. Nothing too special. Had this for a couple years. The GoPro's mounted up on a steel NVG mount. My balaclava is by Under Armour. My goggles are Revison in foliage green. I've had them for about
Revisions?
Yeah, Revisions.
Oh, cool.
I've had them for about 6-7 years now. They barely even show any wear or tear on it. They're pretty good, honestly. They're really solid, and you can get them cheap if you look in the right area. They also, if you are blind like me, I recommend using contacts. I know some people aren't able to use contacts, which is nice. Well, not nice, but which is nice about Revison is that there is an RX carrier, so you can have prescription inserts plugged in, and then you can actually see normally, which is really helpful because not a lot of glasses are big enough to hold any glasses or anything like that. And the prescription system for Revison is compatible with most of their stuff. I know for a fact it's compatible with their Desert Locusts, which is what I have, as also with my shooting glasses, which are the Softlies. The prescription system is compatible in both. My mask is a TMC wire half face mask, painted, heavily rusted. Had it for years now. Tried to scrape off the rust. Rust will keep coming back. They don't really make this thing anymore, so I'm trying to make it last as long as possible. The shirt is a Woodland. I have no idea what brand. I got it from a swap meet, but what I really like about it, it's actually the shirt for the inner part is actually like an Under Armour. I'm not bashing on true spec, but their sleeves are pretty baggy. And it's like a t-shirtish material on the inside, and the sleeves don't have that shirt part underneath, so it's not as much movement. I have no idea what this is. It's probably knockoff since there isn't a brand on it, but it has held up really nicely, and it's a really nice compression.
China.
And breathable. Whoever made it, Andrew dropped his phone. Whoever made it did a really good job. There's the Broadwing patch. If you want to get one, meet me at the field. If you want to figure out when and where I'm going to be at the field, like us on Facebook and Instagram and follow. Check all that stuff. It really helps us out. St. Michael patch means a lot. For gloves, I use Mechanix m-pacts. Pretty solid, a lot of dexterity. A little bit tricky for the index finger, but I'm pretty sure that's because my index fingers are a little bit shorter than a normal person's. Not really important, but it's nice to have a timepiece just so you can keep track of time out in the field. This is a G-Shock Gulfman. Had it for a couple of years now. The battery life on them is incredible. For a plate carrier, this is the Emerson JPC. Red and green V-light, green for friendly, red if I'm out for night games so I don't get overshot. This would be a MS2 style sling, so I can transition from 1 point to 2 point. Works pretty well. It just works. It's solid. Not much, or there isn't much, special stuff about it. The pouches I have up front are a Blue Force Gear triple 10-speed configured to 5.56. You can throw M4 mags or pistol mag pouch in this case, or grenades or multi-tool, as whatever floats your boat. I also utilize the integrated pouch hold inserts, I guess what it would be called for the JPC. I cut up a plastic folder and essentially replicated the GMR GMR JPC insert essentially, just so I can have something a little bit more personal rather than just buying all the gear that I need. This is a Flyye radio pouch. It's more configured to the larger style radios. I just use a smaller Beofeng so I can fit all the cables and everything in there. Over on the right is the regular double stack M4 mag pouch. I use that just to hold frag grenades, just so we can hold the spoon and shit so it doesn't go off. There's a carabiner to hold any pens or gloves or whatever. And then hanging from the bottom is an Emerson hanger pouch for my, really anything. Patches for people who want to buy, smokes, tools, CO2, pretty much whatever. And then there's just a random little dick butt patch, sorry. I don't think I really talked about the paint job, I just remembered, sorry about that. It's pretty much just a shark face, or shark teeth paint job, just to have something more unique out in the field. Down to my primary is, actually I should probably finish up with the vest, sorry about that. There is a TMC mini map pack. It's a mini map pack, it's pretty much what it is. Works really well, holds all my water so I don't die out in the field. Tube runs around. And then for the primary, this is my custom Troy M7A1 made by G&P. Started off as a small CQB rifle, and then almost nothing is stock.
Damn right nothing is stock.
There's the laser engraving on the stock, and on the other side is an old sticker given by one of our teammates, Justin. Also well, this is for externals. There's a little Broadwing sticker that I ended up making. I might make actual stickers for the public. Real steel Troy iron sights. Replica T1 red dot sight, matrix pec box, pretty bright. I ended up modifying the pressure switch because the old plug that goes into the pec box broke, so I ended up cutting two different pressure switches and soldering them together. So I ended up ghetto rigging it. Real steel Troy battle rail that is the Vector model, which has the front iron sight kind of like integrated in it, so I can just fold it in, but for now I just use it to weave the cable around. There's what, squid grip falling out? Yeah, these little rubber things are squid grips specifically for Troy rails, just to have a better grip on everything. Steel Troy flash hider, real steel Troy grip, little rail segments for flashlights, cameras if they decide to turn on and actually record, which most of them don't. But yeah, just most of it's Troy. I really like it for internals.
If you want to go to internals, you can ask me.
You want to list off the internals?
Alright, ZCI 13-1s.
You talk about the gearbox, I'll handle the rest.
Yeah, ZCI 13-1s. M110 by somebody. Who made the M110? Was it Madbull?
Madbull, M110 spring.
M110 spring. SHS full steel tooth piston. I think just whatever. Super shooter piston head, that's what it was.
Red Rocket.
Red Rocket, air nozzle, and then I think another super shooter or whatever. Cylinder head.
Yeah,
and
full seal cylinder.
I don't know what you did.
The gearbox, the hop-up is a G&P hop-up unit with a 50-degree Lonix bucking. I tried the Pro and hop-up unit. It wasn't as good and reliable as I would have liked it to be. For buckings, I have pretty much tried all the big ones, G&G, Prometheus, Flat Hop, just everything that everyone recommended. And
just it was a modified flat
Lonix
bucking.
The Lonix stock bucking, like unmodified, was my favorite out of the bunch. Oh, and I missed a steel sling mount on the...
what motor's in it?
I was about to say, a Lonix, thank you for reminding me of that. A Lonix high-speed, high-torque motor.
Oh, the Supreme Edition.
For battery, it's usually a 7.4 LiPo until there's a MOSFET in there. I believe that's everything. Really solid. Had it for years. Everything in this rifle I have thought about very carefully.
And I built the internals.
And the mags that I use in it are the magpul. Really, really old magpul.
I can hold it.
Mags, 80 rounds each. Feeds every round. And then I keep the magpul bump plate, I believe it's called, Gen 2 on them. Honestly, they don't hold on the older pmags as I would have liked to, because they would just slide off on me all the damn time, so I ended up electric taping that, and then I put the blue electric tape around that just so people know which mags are mine. For the CZ-P09, I usually use the green gas mag for warmer weather, like now, which will give you about 320 FPS, more CQB friendly, and then in colder weather, bump it up to the CO2 mags, which will have more power, about 160, 170 off of the top of my head, I believe it's listed as. And speaking about the P09...
135.
135 for CO2? Or green gas? No, green gas is above 350. For the pistol...
I'm talking about the price.
Oh, no, I'm talking about FPS.
Oh, sorry.
This is the P09. I'll be doing a review. That'll be the next video. I'll talk more about it. But this is my P09 suppressor ready. And yeah, I keep it in the hard shell holster made by ASG. The belt is hopefully it's within frame, a proper rigger's belt, nothing too special, doesn't slip. Pretty, really cheap, really durable, does what it needs to do. It's a belt. And then for pants is just any old, army surplus woodland, really comfortable. Had it for pretty much since the beginning of when I started airsoft, like 7-8 years ago. There's still pain of when I went to a airsoft or paintball park with them. They get the job done. They're comfortable and not really important. But on the left side, I keep the red rag, and then on the right, I like to keep a little med kit. You don't need anything too special. For airsoft, you don't really need a tourniquet, blood cut, sutures, IV. It's airsoft. So I just keep gloves, disinfectant, band-aids, gauze, and that'll just take care of any other injuries out in the field, and that's within my training because I am first aid certified, but not, taking care of giant internal injuries that'll lead to death or anything like that. And then I forgot to brush up on the electric tape on the side of my plate carrier. I just use that to tape really anything together, like mags, or if your knife explodes in the middle of the field, you can just tape that together. And then down below on the hanging from the belt is a S-binder for gloves or anything else that I need to hang around. And then for footwear, I use the Salomon 4D Quest GTX, I believe 4D2 GTX boot. I believe that's it. If I didn't say that right, I'll correct myself there. But
it's the salmon boots.
The salmons, yeah, people call them salmons. These are the salmons. Had them for about a year now. Don't really show any types of wear and tear. It is expensive, but you are getting what you paid for, in my opinion. If you have the money to spend, I do recommend good footwear. A lot of players do overlook it. It's definitely worth it. Highly waterproof, no break-in period. It is very comfortable, very reliable, and it will last a very long time. That's pretty much it for gear. If I forgot anything, I will put a little caption below saying that I completely messed that up. I can put in the description any gear. If you have any questions on how things are, where I got it, would I recommend it, or just any questions that's constructive, comment below. Or if it's not constructive, comment down below. I have a weird fan base, but that's okay.
And if you want to see my loadouts, then ask, I guess.
I can do some teammates loadouts. I have teammates that do literally any type of loadout possible. There's a wide range. So keep on being interesting. If you want to see more stuff like this, let me know. In the description will be the links to the Instagram and Facebook pages. I'll be posting pictures of gear, guns, all that good stuff, as well as funny stuff too, because you can't miss that stuff.
And like it up, bro.
That's probably how you found this channel to begin with. So like, subscribe, follow, do all that stuff. Really helps me out. Thank you.